There's a silent war going on, one you never see, but you feel it every time you talk to a woman and walk away confused. Every man, at some point, has asked himself, what does she really want? Why did she pull away just when you thought things were going well? Why does she seem drawn to men who remain unbothered while ignoring the ones who give her the world? The truth is, women are not a mystery if you understand their inner emotional currents. Behind the surface lies a set of powerful, often hidden psychological patterns, weaknesses that even they don't fully understand. But here's the key. This isn't about manipulation. It's about clarity. It's about Stoic understanding, to master yourself first and then understand her nature. In this video, you're going to uncover 4 deep psychological triggers, female weaknesses, that every man must understand if he wants to truly connect, lead, and thrive in relationships. Let's get into it. Number 1. Emotional validation is her hidden craving. No matter how strong, independent, or successful a woman may appear, emotional validation is her Achilles heel. Deep inside, most women constantly wrestle with the silent fear. Am I enough? Am I seen? Am I loved? This is not vanity. This is vulnerability. It stems from evolutionary wiring. A woman's sense of value is often linked to her emotional significance in a relationship. The mistake most men make? Over-validating. You flood her with compliments, constant reassurance, and approval, thinking you're winning her over. But that's not how it works. Over-validation comes across as desperation. It devalues your presence and makes your affection feel cheap. What she truly craves is earned validation, words that carry weight because they are rare. When a man of few words says, "I like how you handled that," it hits deeper than 100 "you're beautiful" messages from someone who's always available. The Stoic man understands this. He doesn't speak to please. He speaks with purpose. He listens, observes, and only offers his validation when it's genuine and meaningful. And that's what makes it powerful. Master this principle and you'll notice a shift. She leans in more, opens up, starts seeking your approval. Not because she's weak, but because your validation has become valuable. Never forget, what is rare becomes desirable, and that includes your emotional approval. Number 2. The silent power of mystery triggers her curiosity. Here's a brutal truth. Women get bored quickly. Not because they're shallow, but because they are emotionally wired for stimulation. Predictability feels safe, yes, but it also feels dull. And nothing kills attraction faster than knowing exactly what's coming next. Mystery is not about playing games. It's about maintaining emotional depth. It's about keeping certain parts of yourself sacred, private, untouchable. Think of it like a book she can't stop reading. If she can predict every page, she'll close it. But if every chapter reveals something new, she's hooked. Most men overexpose themselves too early. You tell her everything, try too hard to relate, and leave no room for discovery. And in doing so, you rob her of one of her greatest emotional drives, curiosity. But the Stoic man doesn't rush to explain himself. He speaks less, reveals less, and never tries to impress. Instead, he lets his presence speak louder than his words. His silence makes her wonder. His unpredictability makes her intrigued. He becomes a puzzle, not confusing, but compelling. Psychologically, this taps into the reward mechanism of the female brain. When she has to earn your layers, she values you more. And she can't stop thinking about you, not because you chased her, but because you became her emotional enigma. So remember, mystery isn't manipulation, it's power. A man who doesn't reveal everything is a man who leaves her wanting more. Number 3. Her desire for emotional leadership overrides logic. Every woman wants to feel safe. not just physically, but emotionally. And while society may push the narrative of equality and sameness, her biology still longs for a man who leads, not by control, but with calm direction. Here's the weakness. When a man displays grounded emotional control, she instinctively follows. It's not a conscious decision, it's psychological submission to masculine composure. You've seen it. The guy who doesn't flinch in chaos, the man who remains composed when she's emotionally overwhelmed, the one who listens when others react. That's the man who becomes her anchor. On the flip side, the overly agreeable man, the one who asks her to lead, to decide, to validate his every move, creates emotional exhaustion. She won't say it directly, but she'll slowly pull away. Because when a woman has to lead emotionally, her respect dies silently. The Stoic man doesn't need control. He leads by example. He sets emotional boundaries, speaks with certainty, and makes decisions without fear of her disapproval. And ironically, the more emo. Number 4, her fear of rejection fuels her attachment. Behind every confident smile and strong posture, there's often a quiet fear most women carry. The fear of being unwanted. And it's this fear that fuels one of her deepest emotional vulnerabilities: attachment to those who seem unattached. When you appear unaffected, emotionally grounded, and not easily moved, you become the exception. Most men show neediness, attachment, or eagerness from the start. But the man who can walk away, who isn't dependent on her reaction or affection, instantly stands out. And ironically, this very detachment pulls her in. Here's the psychology behind it. Women subconsciously seek validation from those who don't give it easily. They chase the approval of the man who seems like he doesn't need them. Why? Because winning him feels like winning herself. Stoicism teaches us indifference is not ignorance, it's inner strength. The man who lives fully, with or without her, radiates self-sufficiency, and that self-sufficiency makes her question her own worth. Why doesn't he chase me like the others? Why isn't he emotionally dependent like they were? And that curiosity becomes desire. So instead of chasing, center yourself. Instead of explaining, observe. Don't be cold, be calm. Let your energy say, I like you, but I don't need you. That simple frame breaks her defenses and creates a powerful emotional pull. Because in the end, what she fears losing is the man who doesn't fear losing her. Conclusion, strong and impactful. Every man who seeks to understand women must first understand himself. These 4 emotional vulnerabilities aren't just keys to unlocking female behavior, they're mirrors reflecting your own power. Women are drawn to what they cannot easily control. They admire what they can emotionally trust, and they attach to what feels emotionally centered. If you constantly seek approval, explain yourself, and reveal too much, you become predictable, emotionally replaceable. But if you move with depth, lead with calm, and stay rooted in your purpose, you become unforgettable. This is the essence of Stoic masculinity, not to dominate but to direct, not to chase but to lead, not to manipulate but to understand. So here's your challenge. Practice restraint. Speak less. Lead more. Observe quietly. And above all, remember, true strength isn't loud. It's calm, patient, and powerful. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more content like this. Leave a comment with your thoughts, or share this with someone who needs to hear it. And always remember, the most magnetic men are not those who try to be everything, but those who are anchored in who they are. Until next time, be stoic, be wise, and be unforgettable.